The neighborhood, it exceeds my expectations. The trees are symmetrical. The mailboxes all have tiny flags. Along the alley, the trash cans all have matching lids.
It's well tended.
It's almost perfection, isn't it?
How did you hear about this listing, Dr. Simeon?
The newspaper.
The real estate section?
Yes.
That's not possible. Boulevard Realty, in the interest of discretion, in the interest of taste, opted not to publish this particular address. So, when you called with your specific request.
The, front page mishap, that is how I knew. I surmised the house would be for sale.
Did you?
And your firm, your size, your reputation? What other firm, I asked myself?
Hell, what other firm in this area?
Surely I'm not alone. You must admit, public preoccupation with this house. I am not the first prospective buyer whose interest was initially piqued by reports of an altogether different nature.
No, you are not. You most certainly are not. Where have you been living?
Glenridge.
I'm not familiar with Glenridge.
No?
I've never even heard of Glenridge.
Beyond Ridge Falls, near Beacon Ridge, before Ridgedale.
And suddenly you've decided to move?
Yes.
More room, better schools, a sound investment strategy?
It's time.
Why now?
I weathered a change in status.
Marital? Professional?
Both.
Well, I hope it works out for the best.
I hope.
I'd like to point out some of the exterior features, if I may. It's a colonial, of course. The portico dates back to Revolutionary War. Wildwood Park's own Monticello. The drainage system, the storm windows, the pool, the carport, those are all contemporary.
Conservative, isn't it?
Classic, beyond faddish, a constant. Notice the weathercock.
Where? I can't quite.
The rooster.
The glare.
The silhouette.
The sun so white.
Left of the chimney.
Ah, yes.
It wasn't bought, it was commissioned.
Impressive.
This house belongs on the dollar bill. What sort of work do you do?
Medical.
You're not a journalist?
Should I be?
I have to ask.
Yes.
You're not under cover, are you?
Under what?
You're not wearing a wire?
Excuse me?
You're not an opportunist, are you?
I rather expected I'd be asking the questions this afternoon.
I've learned the hard way, Dr. Simeon. You can't be too careful. A few weeks ago, a man came, requesting to see the house. He brought a camcorder. He told me that his wife was back in Terre Haute, and that he intended on mailing the tape back before deciding. Well, you can imagine my surprise when, a few weeks later, I turn on the television, and there it is. One of those alarmist news programs.
He'd sold the tape?
So, forgive me if I exert caution.
My sole interest, Miss Haviland, is in purchasing a home. I'm far more invested in a firm foundation. A basement which does not leak, a patio for summer parties, than I am in the unsavory.
Thank goodness.
If you distrust my sincerity,
I didn't say that.
I am eager to relocate. I have an approved loan. My intentions could not be more serious.
I am relieved.
Would you care to see my correspondence with the bank, a copy of my current mortgage?
Please.
Proof positive. The listing for my own home in the town Tatler.
That's not necessary.
Glenridge Palmer. Raised ranch designed with family in mind. 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath, breakfast nook with skylights, basement, rec room.
I apologize.
I would be less than honest
Yes.
if I didn't confess to an ulterior motive.
I suspected as much.
The reason I chose this house, this particular house, with its rather notorious history, I'm a bargain hunter.
Oh.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I would assume, by and large, your average buyer would have, well, trepidation, a fear that the house had been besmirched, that it had absorbed its own history and had somehow become a hard sell. But I am not a superstitious person, Miss Hopland. Karma, horror, the afterlife, these things mean nothing to me.
I have an unhappy surprise for you, Doctor.
No,
Oh, yes.
that's shocking.
Through the roof.
Is that the culture? The culture at large? Is that what we've become?
Caw, caw!
You'll make me a cynical man, Miss Hopland.
1120 Sycamore Avenue has made me a cynical woman, Dr. Simeon.
And the property values in the neighborhood, they are,
Holding their own.
my.
Wildwood Park has not changed, is the same enclave it always was. The traffic, of course, is heavier.
People ignore the blockades.
It's a constant battle.
License plates from Iowa, from California.
The fur will die down by the time you're ready to take occupancy of the home. The traffic will taper, I assure you.
Naturally.
While we still boast excellent schools, and I don't have to tell you, Doctor, but the shopping in our little town is world class. We have our own library, our own post office, our own women's auxiliary, and our own police force.
And I couldn't help noticing, at the curb, the squat bar.
Precaution against vandalism. A few weeks ago, some spray paint, a rock, eggs,
I see.
an isolated incident.
It's to be expected.
It gives me great civic pride, Doctor, that for weeks the porch was teeming with candles, bouquets. My own daughter made a sapling wreath made out of twigs. I was moved. Shall we?
Please.
A double bolt, pick-proof cylinders with a 24-hour, fully computerized alarm system, with police and fire notification, and an electric fence.
These precautions, they are recent.
Yes, they are new. They were not here before. Shall we? 8,000 square feet, 5 bedrooms, 4.5 baths. Notice the upward sweep of the foyer. And the candelabra, that's brass. Notice the sunlight streaming down. We're drowning in it, aren't we? Dr. Simeon, your glasses? The color scheme.
Safe now, isn't it? And that?
Where?
Above the arch.
Oh, that. It's Pennsylvania Dutch. A touch of whimsy, don't you think?
What is it?
Oh dear.
You're blushing.
That is a hex sign.
Oh my.
For good luck.
One can't help thinking.
Please, don't.
Is this the living room?
Please don't barrel through.
I apologize.
I am conducting the tour.
Of course.
Follow the leader. Indulge me. Watch your step.
Thank you.
An exquisite space, Doctor. Rosettes on the ceiling. And notice the fireplace. Notice its sign. Its grandeur.
A substantial mantle.
Yes.
Can it support sculpture? Can it support object d'art?
I think you can gauge, Doctor.
The house is still furnished.
Things happened so quickly. The house was placed on the market so soon.
This room reminds me, Miss Haviland, of an exhibit in a museum. The stillness, its past, hanging heavy in the air, unspoken.
There was a will, of course. Provisions were made, but in the absence of any beneficiary, the furniture will be sold at an auction.
Ah,
When, if it is released from evidence, the Nubian statuette is expected to fetch quite a startling sum.
surprise, surprise.
Who, I ask myself, who would buy?
Our society is predatory.
I almost bid on it myself, so I could take it home.
Yes.
So I could take it home and with my husband's hammer, I'd pay a great sum just to see it destroyed.
Do you know, Miss Haviland, the totems of our time?
The totems?
In Milwaukee, a stock pot on the stove. In Brentwood, an errant glove.
And among them, in Wildwood Park,
Exactly.
a Nubian statuette. You'll notice the living room segues into the dining room. You can see up to 24. Notice the sconces. They're from a tavern from the Hudson Valley, circa 1890. You'd never guess they were on a dimmer.
The kitchen can't be far behind.
Careful, the doors swing. A rustic look, but with every modern convenience. An electric stove, an industrial range, a microwave, and for an old world effect, in antique look, a wood burning stove. The countertops are cherry wood with Mexican tile, and you'll notice an island, cherry wood also, with a granite top and pull-out shelves, and you'll notice
What?
a block,
Block?
a butcher block.
Why, Miss Haviland,
I'm horrible.
you've made a pun.
I'm a monster.
Pun, that's all.
I should have my tongue cut out. There, I've done it again.
Humor, Miss Haviland, fortifies.
This house, all day, every day, dodging past the news vans, those rapturous tourists. If it's made me loopy, Doctor, then I have every right to be.
Bravo.
My husband says it's nerves. My husband says it's all those infernal shutterbugs, all those flash bulbs. They've seared my brain.
Fanciful thought, Miss Haviland.
My husband says I take things to heart. My husband says I should go automatic. That is my husband's forte, Doctor.
I'd like to see the master bedroom.
I'm exhausted, afraid. That's the truth.
The bedroom, please.
But you haven't seen the maid's suite, the playroom, the office. Please don't charge ahead.
I might go nosing in linen cupboards.
Don't be absurd, it's not that.
I might empty the medicine chest.
It's not that at all.
I might hide away knickknacks and open a Super Nancy in the corner.
I am responsible for this house and its contents. There are lawyers, attorneys, a battalion of lawyers. It is an overwhelming sense of duty.
Maybe I was insensitive.
My psychiatrist is worried. I am on tranquilizers.
It must be a strain.
There are ceiling fans in all the bedrooms. You'll find that saves a fortune in the summer. Isn't it lovely?
She was a singer for a while, wasn't she? She was on TV in New York.
I'm sure I don't know.
Of course you know. Everyone knows.
I'm not interested, Doctor.
Can't watch the news. Can't flip on the radio.
I mute.
You can pick up a paper.
Because of my professional obligations, because of my necessary involvement, there are certain things I'd rather not know.
And the little one, the youngest, the girl.
I've recommended to my employer that we remove these photographs. They're unnerving. Prospect buyers are unhinged.
Freckles, gap tooth.
Their eyes follow you wherever you go.
What was her name?
Here in this room, at home, in public, in the grocery store, on TV, on tabloids, on t-shirts, for God's sake. They've been silk-screened.
Oh, look. Here she is again in a pageant of some kind.
Put that down.
Oh, look. She's dressed as a radish. She's singing.
You're not supposed to touch things.
And look, washing the family dog. Is it true? Even the dog?
You are disturbing things. Me.
The police posted that sometime after 3, the girl, heard a sound. If only she opted to hide under the bed, they said. If only she'd run out the back door, they said. If only her little
Heather!
legs.
Her name was Heather.
Take me to the nursery.
Do you have children, Dr. Simeon?
More questions, Miss Haviland?
Because if you don't have children, if you don't have young children, then the nursery is irrelevant.
Surely you are not offering the house on a room-by-room basis.
Don't insult me, Doctor.
I am interested in the entire structure, not a portion thereof.
It's just, you've hardly inspected the house. The kitchen, the living room, the dining room, and nary a remark. He's bound to have questions about the plumbing, I say to myself, and radon and chimney flues. He'll ask about the new winter installation, but no.
Miss Haviland,
Oh no, with you it's all hex signs and hollow shoes and little girls.
There are still whole rooms,
The tour's over.
entire wings.
It's 5:30.
The backyard, the guest house.
The workday has come to a close.
I've driven a great distance.
Please, leave.
I can't readily arrange a second visit.
Wildwood Park is a private community, a discreet community. It's not some sordid theme park, Doctor. It doesn't have its tent flaps spread, no, torn open for the public's amusement.
A daughter, 6, and a son, 8. My daughter's name is Sarah. She has a widow's peak, hazel eyes, and what at first might seem like an extra appendage, but upon closer examination, turned out to be a very old, very odorous stuffed bear. A veteran of her bouts with the flu, the washing machine, and even a torturous night spent abandoned in the supermarket. He has one eye and leaves an unmistakable amount of fleas wherever he goes. His name, should you require it for the record, is Mr. Pete. My son is Joshua. Because he was slow to walk, he was misdiagnosed with cerebral palsy, and it gave us quite a scare. Now he is graceful and long of limb. He is obsessed with choo-choo trains. The court, at the recommendation of my wife's psychologist, has granted me sole custody.
It's upstairs. The wallpaper is green candy stripe, suitable for a boy or a girl. The windows all have guards on them. There's an intercom, so wherever you are in the house, you never feel far away. The bath has a rail, and the design attempts to ensure a child's safety. I want desperately to sell this house. I like fretting over parquet and judging closet space and judging square feet. I do not like being a sentinel. I do not like being gaped at and mocked and cheered. It is a disease, doctor, and some days it's true I fear I'm catching it. This is not a movie, this is not television. What I do here is necessary. Houses are bought and sold, but because it is so recent, because it is so far beyond tragedy, what I do here feels like desecration. Walking through their tracks, sifting through their things. Oh, God forgive me.
Did you know the victims, Miss Haviland?
No.
Even a passing acquaintance?
No.
Then permit me to suggest this unfortunate event wields far greater power over you than perhaps it should.
It's all I think about. I have my own husband, my own children. My mother has cancer. These things, they are the substance of my life. But recently, they're merely distractions to keep me from obsessing. Why that night? Why those children? The parents, were they spared the sight or were they taken first? And this doctor haunts me most of all. What sort of man, what sort of brute creature?
Anyone would wonder, I suppose.
It's worse than wondering. One day, a canceled appointment, I barricaded the door and reset the alarm. From her closet, I drew a robe, blue with pink piping, and I sat in the study, poring over albums, swathed in her smell. Birthdays, Christmases, first day at school, days at the fair, anniversary notes, private, still perfumed. And I sat there and waited.
For what?
For the almost noiseless sound of rubber on white shag.
But why?
If God gave me the chance to see evil, doctor, then I would look. And that is a terrible thing to know about oneself.
You are...
Go ahead, say it.
You are a very bad little girl.
I want my own life back, my own concerns.
It's all right. Take a breath. You don't have to move.
A new family here? That would be nice. An antidote. Yes, doctor, isn't that the word? I hope you contemplate the house. I hope that with all my heart.
I intend to. Remember, Miss Haviland, that you have your own home, your own retreat.
Yes.
Would you see me to the porch?
My pleasure. I'm embarrassed. My employer,
The rogue, the snapshots,
if they knew.
not a word.
Thank you.
Perhaps when I leave, you'll offer the policeman a cup of coffee.
I don't know him.
Maybe you'll start a conversation.
We've never met. We see each other every day, but we've never met.
Then perhaps today is the day.
I do not know him.
But you know me, right?
Yes. You are the man who I know.
I did wonder, though.
Yes?
Amusing, curiosity. Nothing pragmatic, nothing nuts and bolts.
Please.
One thing concerns me.
Oh?
No arrest, no conviction,
Sadly enough.
no substantive leads.
Every day we pray.
As you suggest, there exists the possibility of, well, the perpetrator. He might return.
I see my paranoia has spread.
No, your prescience. It's often been documented. Many a criminal, in spite of the immense risk, will return to the scene of the crime,
I can't imagine.
regardless of the alarms, the reversible bolts, the fences, even the squad car at the curb.
But why?
All in pursuit of the covert thrill that comes with the successful commission of a wrongful act.
Is that true? Is that what they say?
It would not shock me to learn, Miss Hopkins, that you yourself had escorted the culprit through these halls.
It is a good thing I'm so vigilant, Doctor, so thorough.
He feigns interest in the housing market, comes well armed, perhaps, with the classifieds. You interrogate him for every question he has a ready quip. He is from an obscure town. He is a banker. No. A lawyer. No. A doctor.
Yes?
He is newly married. No. Expecting a baby.
No. Separated.
He has grown daughters. No. Adopted sons. No.
No. A daughter and a son. One of each. The daughter, her name starts with an S. She has a very beloved toy. It's plush. Mr. Somebody. I can't. I don't. Oh, God.
You usher him over the threshold. As you patter on stucco, mini blinds, and formica and chintz. With each step, he's reliving with a sort of salacious glee the very night he thwarted every fragile notion, and the very night he let loose the constraints of his own base nature and made the very darkest kind of history. Tell me, do you consider that a possibility?
No.
Perhaps you should.
I empathetically do not.
It's been a lovely time. It's time for me to go.
Of course.
Thank you so much. The house is beautiful.
So, you're interested?
Yes.
Dr. Simeon? You are interested?